Ah crap, I can't do that anymore. Let's Get Physical, it's Jordan here, back again, but on a different channel. Yes, the Let's Get Physical series is now on Physical Paradise. I'm sure many of you saw this coming a mile away because I think even the Titanic diverted quicker than me in my slow transition to this channel, but it's happened. I am no longer affiliated with Switchwatch. I'm going solo, and I'm a little bit scared. I'm going to be going through some life changes pretty soon, not the kind my mum went through like 10 years ago, but I really need this to go well for me. I've just swapped a YouTube channel with 10 times the followers for this one, so I genuinely appreciate any support you can give this channel and this series. I could really do with it. Make sure you like every video, even when I tell a bad joke. Tell all your friends, your neighbors too, CNN, BBC World News, and if anyone instantly got that reference, we are probably soulmates. I have a Patreon below if you want to help support me, or the best way is to just buy games via the links in the description because everyone is a winner at that point. There's going to be some mild changes to the series, but not by much, I would say. I've babbled on enough already, but I have more things to say, so I'll talk about them at the end of this video, because I know some people just want the damn physical info, so let's just get on with it. Which Spring R is releasing physically in the US this week. Sadly, nothing has been announced for Europe. This has been out in Japan since the game released digitally, but I think most people are waiting for this one. It's coming in a standard and collector's edition. And I really like this game a lot. Despite being built off a mobile JRPG, this remake it's really nice. It's cute, got a lot of personality, solid mechanics, and feels like a proper JRPG. Okay, it's pretty breezy, but if you miss the simpler days, then I think this will be a winner for you. It's also releasing on PlayStation 5. And my executive producers, Viz, Alexander Cato, God of Resin, Feig, and Instacritic have chosen this as their pick of the week. I've got to change that one as well. And if you want to order this, then please consider using the links below in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps support me and this series. VGP are a really good company with favorable prices in Canadian dollars, plus they have free worldwide shipping on orders over 8 Canadian bucks, which is about 60 American dollars. Plus, if you do buy something with my link, each week you will be put into a draw with a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Jared D. Congratulations, Jared. You should get an email from VGP with your discount coupon if you haven't already. Thank you for your support. UFO Robot Grendizer, I don't know how to say it, but it's an interesting looking game that I'm a bit worried about on the Switch because it was delayed on this system compared to others, like heavily so. Plus it's by Microids, who are notorious for lack of shits given to performance on the Switch. From reviews of other versions, it seems to be a pretty good game, a faithful adaptation of the franchise, making a simple but enjoyable beat-em-up with a few genre shifts like a shmup section and a Star Fox-like gameplay parts. But yeah, I really want this to be good. It looks colorful. We'll just have to wait and see on performance. Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Collection is getting a second chance in the West this week, this time at retail, and it's coming in a new anniversary edition. This includes the first 6 games in the Final Fantasy series, and perhaps in their best form depending on who you ask. It has 3 all-time greats and 3 pretty sweet JRPGs of historical importance. It's pricey, but I do think it's worth it. And if you love JRPGs, this is essential. I do hope it has an updated cartridge. Not that there was anything majorly wrong with the original release, but you know, each game did get a small patch. I still have my Asian release, which I will happily keep. And I know many of you have that already because it is the most popular import of all time. But I think it's nice to have this be more accessible for everyone, and who knows, maybe some random purchase by someone in a store somewhere, it can make a new old school Final Fantasy fan, and that will make me happy. And this is also releasing physically on PlayStation 4. And my executive producers, Punky Dooster, Issa, Thorn Metal Luna, and Josh Foot have chosen this as their pick of the week. A tiny sticker tale. Wow, going from a giant release with hundreds of hours of content, here we have a tiny sticker tale, which lives up to its name because it's an hour and a half long, which, look, I guess it's nice it's getting a physical release for preservation's sake, but almost $40 for it. It seems like a stretch, and it's not like an arcade game with replayability. But anyways, it is an adorable game, there's no doubt about that, and you do get a little art book and a sticker sheet to go along with it. It's only releasing physically in Europe, but VGP will be carrying some copies. Sky Oceans Wings for Hire is one I'm really fascinated about trying because it's clearly inspired by Skies of Arcadia, and it's clearly designed to play with my heartstrings and naturally crush my hopes and dreams. Maybe, I don't know. But I should have an impressions video for this later this week, but I'm looking forward to giving it a try because it's bright, it's colourful, hopefully has the same sense of adventure that Skies of Arcadia had. I think it mostly has sky combat rather than normal JRPG turn-based battles, so as much as I enjoy the sky battles in Skies of Arcadia, I will definitely miss the normal battles to go alongside with it. Anyways, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to be awesome. It's releasing physically on PlayStation 5 as well, and my executive producers, Brent McLean, Dane Wilkinson, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, and Lewis K, have chosen this as their pick of the week. RPG Maker With is releasing in North America this week. I think Europe has to wait a little bit longer. This is the second game on the system. The first one was way back in the day, and if you remember on Switch Watch, we had our friend Brian make a mini Switch JRPG. Well, he enjoyed doing it so much that he's now making a full game out of it, like a 100-hour JRPG. Okay, the Switch Watch references have been neutered down to make it less gimmicky, but he's still working on it, and trust me, he's put so much effort into it, like way more than any other RPG Maker game that I've ever seen. Obviously, with Switch Watch now somewhat abandoned, I will still be helping out with it. I'll be helping publish it when it's ready, so please look forward to it. But anyways, back to this game. I just went on a massive tangent there. This RPG Maker is now a collaborative effort, so you can share projects with other people and hopefully massively speed up the process. And it's also releasing on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 physically. Nick Jr. Party Adventure is releasing this week. This looks like a cheap puzzle platform game that is the Avengers Assemble of the kindergarten world. Follow Paw Patrol and Dora the Explorer as they battle to the death. Okay, probably not. It looks more like Captain Toad, on the Switch, which is not a bad template to follow if you're looking for a nice interactive kid-style game. It's also releasing on every console known to man: PS4, PS5, Xbox, Atari 5200, everything. Wingspan Special Edition is not the game I thought it was. I thought it was going to be one of those like flying games that you always see discounted or bundled on the eShop, but no, it's a card board game sort of thing that just so happens to be dedicated to birds, which, you know what, is much more interesting than a Magic the Gathering knockoff. There are only so many elvish swords or Norse hammers that one can stomach, especially from me, so having a blue tit and some thrush, well, that's a far more interesting weekend. This is also including 3 DLC packs and is also releasing on PlayStation 5 physically. Transformers Galactic Trials? Wow, I had no idea the Legend of Heroes series went full sci-fi. Oh wait, that joke doesn't work because it's the trails, not trials. Never mind, I'll take the L on that one. This is another outright game special, which probably has put a little bit of a dampener on the excitement from some fans of the series, because Transformers definitely has some major fans out there who are gagging for some more video games, and let's be fair, while not all winners, the franchise has had some pretty solid video games over the years, but one that's dedicated to kids? Well, that's just not right. How dare they focus on targeting younger kids? There are 40-year-old men with unnaturally supportive wives to appease. This is also releasing on every console: PS5, PS4, Xbox, ColecoVision, you name it, it's there. Also in the US, we have My Universe 2-in-1 Courier Collection, and also My Universe 2-in-1 Baby Bundle. There's also a Smurfs 2-in-1 game, and the Nahubelbuch is also releasing in the US this week. I think it was delayed from last week. Anyways, let's jump into the low print releases. Montezuma's Revenge is EastAsiaSoft's latest Switch release in partnership with PlayAsia. It's been a long time since they had an announcement, and my hype was building. Just a pity their brand new announcement may turn out to be one of the worst games I've ever seen. Visually, it makes me unwell. I mean, it's called Montezuma's Revenge, which I did a Google search, and that basically means traveler's diarrhea. So it makes sense they would remake the game in the least appealing way possible. If you're gonna go this bad, just stick with the original pixel art. I'd rather pay full price for a low-effort port of an Atari 2600 game than this. Well, thankfully, this director's cut is included, but not on the Switch, because in the limited edition that will be available on Thursday, alongside the usual stuff such as the soundtrack and the manual, you also get a USB stick with the director's cut of the original game that you can play on PC, not on the Switch. So you're buying a Switch package and you get a PC game to go alongside it. And to be honest, that version looks far more interesting to me. If only it was on the Switch. I guess they couldn't be asked to port that. Anyways, if you want this physically on the Switch, the 40th anniversary edition, there will be a standard edition and a collector's edition on Thursday. There will only be 2,000 copies of those limited editions available. Again, please be there, come back to this video on Thursday if you want it, and use the links down below because that can support me ever so much. I will be buying it myself because I'm collecting all the Play Asia releases. This one's put a bit of a dampener on that. But yeah, if you're in the same boat as me, don't forget to click the link and use the code Jordan24 to get 5% off. And that's for everything on Play Asia, pretty much. Gibbon Beyond the Trees is Super Rare's latest Switch release, with 3,000 copies going to be available on Thursday. And again, we've got a game that's an hour and a half long. Looks gorgeous, plays pretty fun, but I'm finding it harder and harder to get over the idea of a $40 physical release for an hour's worth of game. Sometimes I feel like companies do it just for the sake of it, almost like they want to earn money or something. It's crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Are you happy about the pink Gibbon? Let me know. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge Ultimate Edition is limited runs game this week, leaving a bad taste in the mouths of some people. I mean, turtle meat is bad at the best of times, never mind when it's doused in milk. This is the 3rd edition of this game, and it's the 3rd edition done by Limited Run in North America. Of course, it's getting a retail release as well, don't worry about that. The only thing exclusive to Limited Run is the big collector's edition. But still, these content updates, like the physical releases, they're kind of annoying, even at retail, but there's something extra wrong about it when limited run are involved. What's the point in selling you the first and then the second one? I don't know. It feels like a bit of money grabbage, if you know what I mean. But hey, at the end of the day, if you want the version of this game that has the most content, it's gonna be this one. This is the one you want. Throw your others in the bin. In fact, maybe just burn them, just to be sure. It's worth noting that the collector's edition is limited to just 5,000 copies. This is also going to be on PlayStation 5, and my executive producers, Offone and Ishin, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, let's jump into the import section. Remember, Play Asia, if you want to order anything from Play Asia, 5% off with the code Jordan24, but click the link first. This week in Japan, there is only one game, and it is Sunsoft is Back Retro Game Selection. This is a triple pack of Famicom games, and it's the first time they've been translated into English. Redout Games have done a physical release of this in Europe, but only on PlayStation 5. I guess they weren't feeling the more expensive Switch cartridges for what is on offer. And let's face it, it's not much. I think they're nice curiosities to have, and I appreciate the effort to translate them to English finally, but they needed to be 3 times as many games to make it worth it. I made a video about this a while back, but yeah, if you want a full lowdown, watch that video. It's coming in a standard edition, which is very cheap to be fair, and there's also a limited edition available. And my executive producer, my man in Japan, he's chosen this as his pick of the week. Alright, let's jump into the community spotlight. Yeah, it's still going, guys. Joshua B sent in this photo picking up a bunch of games. It was only recently that I discovered that the American physical of Samurai Showdown is really expensive these days. How? Why? Who knows, but it's hundreds of dollars. Wim P sent in this photo picking up the Japanese version of the Ultimate Edition of All-Star Brawl. Why the Japanese one? Because that actually has all the content and DLC on the cartridge, unlike the Western Ultimate Edition, which is just the base game on the cartridge with a voucher for the DLC content. So if you want to pick this up, you're better off buying the Japanese version. It plays in English. Executive producer Instacritic sent in this photo. Always fun seeing one of those weird Scandinavian exclusive games. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce that. My only Scandinavian language skills come from watching football with legends like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Morten Gamst Pedersen. But this driving game, no, sorry. Shell sent in this photo picking up, I think, the strictly limited edition of Crosscode with the minimalistic artwork. I haven't seen that one much, unless it's a reversible cover. Pixel Art Man sent in this photo with a bunch of games, including the obviously European exclusive Golazzo 2. Ain't no way on earth that was getting an American release. Sandra K is already getting in the spooky mood with a quad helping of not very scary games, but enough to set the atmosphere nicely. The Yamawari games in particular are very well produced and I would say really unique. Danny N. Apologies for the occasional cringe content, but it's nice to see that both Shin-chan games are there. They look absolutely lovely. Currently the second game, the English physical release is only in Asia, in Hong Kong, but Limited Run did say that they will do that at some point in the future. Perui 2. Hopefully I said your name right, sent in this photo picking up some excellent releases. Castlevania in particular. I am well into like a Castlevania mood right now after playing some of the Dominus games. Even though I have them digitally for like review purposes, I am half tempted to get the Advanced Collection from VGP, and well done for picking the best cover because Richter is the victor. Bunny Bear sent in this photo picking up the Japanese version of Blue Fire, which is better than the Western release since it has the DLC on the cartridge and also has better cover art in my opinion. Executive producer Cartoon Soren sent in this photo. I am struggling to understand why Atlas have not ported SMT4 or Apocalypse as of yet. I think those in particular could really benefit from like being on a home console with dual stick controls and stuff. Come on, Atlas. Executive producer Offone sent in Iron Meat, which has sadly sold out everywhere, I believe. Pity because, you know, it's a proper badass game. I really enjoyed it a hell of a lot, and I genuinely hope Strictly Limited Games have learned a big lesson from it, you know? Print your games early, okay? They will sell out. R. Luna sent in this photo picking up some Switch essentials. Did you know that PlayAsia currently have the Japanese edition of Super Mario RPG, which plays in English? They have it for just $30. Now that is a bargain. Elissa sent in this photo picking up a bunch of lovely games, including Yars Rising. Like, what is the consensus on this then? Personally, I thought the trailer made it look kind of terrible, but maybe it was just a bad trailer. Let me know, is it good? Vast Neon sent in this photo showing Conscript, the ESRB version, which I am relieved to see because I wasn't like 100% sure it was actually releasing in the US. It seemed to be hard to find pre-orders for it online that weren't pictures of the European one. Alright, let's have a roundup. Rebecca R. The One. Jeannie and Alan. Dennis and Vicky. Andrew R. Pabs. Berry Gaming 24/7. Shane L. Kevin W. Illogicool. Theo. The Enemy Parasite. McLaren. Ashura G. Skip to the End. Don't skip to the end, that's his name. Adamantium. Mickey McFlynn. Needless Dragon. Kresalak. Alright, please send me your pictures on Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. DM me if you can. If you can't do that, you can email switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com. Yes, I'm just going to keep that email. It seems like pointless to change it. Why change it? Plus, the Discord. I am also keeping the Discord. I have rebranded it from Switchwatch to Physical Paradise. Thank you, Juan and James, for allowing me to keep it. Yeah, the Discord server link should be below. Join that if you haven't joined already and submit it in the submission section. Only one picture per week, guys, okay? As always, special thanks to my executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Issa, Vey, Offone, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Feig, Josh Foot, Ishin, Viz, and Lewis K. If you want to join them, check the Patreon link below for the Let's Get Physical producer role. Alongside the perks for Physical Paradise, you also get all the content for my other channel, A Bit More Jordan. If you don't want to be in the producer role, but you still want to throw some change at me and don't need any rewards for it, then there is a cheaper $2 option as well. Or, you know, just buy games via my links below. That's actually an amazing way to support me because everyone's a winner. And one more thing before I go, now that this channel is not dedicated specifically to the Nintendo Switch, you may have noticed I'm now mentioning other consoles that the games are releasing on, but I am considering going a step further and creating a new series dedicated to PlayStation and Xbox releases. Not on a weekly basis, at least not yet. I think a monthly basis. I don't think the demand is there for a weekly series, but I am looking for help. I am looking for someone who can research the video, write the video, let me casually rock up to narrate the video and add some jokes and moans in there, and then they edit the whole thing together. I've already asked one person who's always been eager to help me in the past, but if anyone else can do that, has similar experience like mild editing competence, someone who can see all the steps that I take to make these videos, I'll pay you what I can, okay? Just let me know. If you have any questions about the transition from Switchwatch to Physical Paradise, please do let me know. I think it's going to be a pretty smooth transition. Nothing much changed, only the music, which I don't have the license for, so the music has to change, okay? But yeah, if you watched all the way through, thank you. Thank you so much. You are an absolute legend, and I appreciate you being here so much. But I need to know who you are, okay? If you watched all the way through, please leave me a UFO emoji in the comments to celebrate UFO Robot Grendizer, whatever it's called. Please go check out some of my other stuff. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.